able to see it, right?
Yes, yes, I can.
Yeah. So, like, as you said, like, what's the difference between these single ampersand and double ampersand, right? Uh, what I observed by writing this code is like both are working in the same way. But when I Googled, I came to know that this single ampersand will also work as a bitwise operator. Maybe when we give some numbers, it will convert that into binary digits, right? So it will work in another way, it seems. But when I'm trying this code, as this condition is false, it is directly going to the else block for both.
I have just asked you that what is the difference between the two. So if I ask you, suppose I'm asking you technically, and you have to tell me that what is the difference between these two. So how will you answer me then? Yeah, yeah, Sushmita. Mm-hmm.
Technically, in the sense, like you are asking, like what is the
Yeah,
functionality that will it will do?
yeah, okay. So tell me again that what you have to tell me.
See, actually here I kept this double ampersand condition, right, in the if
Mm-hmm.
block.
Mm-hmm.
So it is checking both the conditions. It is false. That's the reason it is going directly to the else block and it is
Uh-huh.
printing this one. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in the same way, I have given the same. I haven't changed anything. Only the
Mm-hmm.
thing is I changed this one. Instead of double, I
Mm-hmm.
gave single.
Mm-hmm.
For the
Mm-hmm.
single also, as this condition is false, it is going to the else block and it is printing this one else block
Yeah, yeah.
statement. So what
Okay.
I understood is both are doing the same functionality.
Mm-hmm.
Extra thing is single ampersand will work on the bitwise as a bitwise operator also. So that is what I
Mm.
understood.
Okay.
If
Okay.
I mean, you
So
can correct me
yeah.
because I
Yeah, no, I will just correct you then. Okay. Now, and the next, I have asked you the string with capital S, string
yeah,
with small.
string both. I mean, if the small s string will be like the alias. So both will work in the same way as it is a inbuilt class in C sharp. Both are
Mm-hmm.
same. Capital string and small string both are same.
Yeah, both are same, but the difference between the two, if I say ask you, you have searched, I think so, Google for that.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Okay,
in the
what
Google
the,
only, I came to know that both there is no difference between those two. The
yeah,
small s string will act like a alias for the class.
okay, yeah. So what do you mean by alias then?
Uh, Aliasing is like instead of using the original one, if we
It's like if you are if your name is Sushmita, someone is calling you Sushi. It's
yeah.
like that only. Small name
Mm-hmm.
for your big name. It's just like
Yeah.
that. Both are the
Yeah.
same thing. Okay, yeah, this one is correct. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen and I will give you an example
Hmm.
that what does this single and double and means.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay, so when you are able to see my screen, just tell me.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I'm able to see.
Okay, now suppose I just delete all this first. Yeah. Okay, now right now just look at the concept. We are going for the concept of single and double and. I'm not going to told you the things like function things right now. I'm just clearing you that what is this and hence double and means. Okay, now I have two functions, say public boolean, uh, say check login. Okay, okay, it will return right now uh, true. Okay, and you are going to write some console statement, console dot write line, and I just say in check login. Okay, here. Okay, and I will make one more function, public, uh, again, boolean, uh, check password. Okay, now again I will just simply write this and then say in check password. Okay, now I know that my if statement will always work on say true thing. Okay, I just say if check login and say check password. Okay, okay. I have to say public static. Okay, then I will write console dot write line. I just say passed. Okay, now I know if these are true, then this will be written. Okay, now if I run this, now you can see there are three print statements. One is from this check login, one is from the check password, and if the both are true, then it will pass. Okay, now what will I do? I will say and double and. If I run this again it will pass.
Here I had one doubt, like
Hmm.
why it is printing in check login, in check password first and after that passed? Because if we start the program from initial stage, then it
Hmm.
will check the if condition, no? So
Yeah.
the past will be the first statement, right? Then only it
No,
will
no,
come
no,
to
no,
the
no.
no. Okay.
Because I'm calling the function.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
call
Got it. Mm-hmm.
I'm calling the function. Function can call the function. Okay, so main function
Mm-hmm.
is calling this function. Then it will go is here. Then
Got it.
it will check this function. Okay, now double and single and it is doing the same thing. Now what will I do? Here I will say return false. Just check the difference. Now
Mm.
I will say return false. Other one is returning true. Second check
Okay.
password check login. Now I know that if one of the condition fails, it will not go inside. It will not go inside. Okay. Now suppose if I run it, you see in check login, in double and in check login. It just checked here, but in single and you see in check login, in check password. What is the difference between these two? That in double and it if this situation fails, it will not going to check this situation. But in
Okay.
single land, it will check this situation also if this fails. It is not bothered about this situation. It will check this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
in double and, it will not check the second situation if the first situation is returning false.
Okay. So it depends
Okay.
on the true and false, basically.
Basically, it's true and false.
Okay.
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 If I'm just saying, these are two conditions. And means two conditions. This condition
Hmm.
and this condition. If
Hmm.
this condition is false, I know that
Hmm.
it will not go inside because
Hmm.
in AND operator, I need both of the condition, or you can say all the conditions to be true. Then only it will go inside.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Got it. Hmm.
But because it's a wastage of time, because I know if this situation is wrong, whether the next one is right or wrong, it will not go inside. Okay, so
Okay.
double AND, it will check the first situation. If the first situation is wrong, it will not going to check the second.
Hmm.
But in single AND, whether the first one is wrong or right, it will
Hmm.
go and check the second situation. So it's a
Okay.
wastage of time sometimes. And
Hmm.
sometimes what happens, I need that if the first function fails, I want that it will go to the second function as well. Okay,
Okay. Hmm.
so this is a major difference between single M and double N person. Okay, now if you see,
Okay.
I'm suppose if I want to suppose this, I just comment this one. Okay, now I want to print this thing. So how can I print this thing? Right now, if I just run it, it will be a blank thing. It is not going to print anything. Okay, but I want that this thing to be print. So what can I do?
Can you can you ask me again?
Suppose right now, if I run it, suppose there is
Mm-hmm.
a one print statement here.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. Now if I run it, it will just write past. What I want to print this statement in console application as well.
Okay. Mm. Can we write in this? Oh, console dot com. It is already console of that. Return true. If you return true also because you commented all this.
Yeah, I have
If
commented all
not,
this.
no.
Now, basic thing
So.
is I want to tell you that function cannot call itself.
Correct.
Function cannot call itself. It has to be called by someone. What?
Correct.
Okay, let's that someone is like say here. I can say boolean. Say anything. Check equal to check login. Okay, now if I run this, now you see in check login.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, so right now, I'm not going into that what this static means, what this booleans and what this, but the main thing is that function cannot call itself.
Hmm.
Okay, it has to be called by someone. Only then it can be called. Okay, now the next thing is say I just delete this all. Okay, now suppose I have int a equal to 200, say int b equal to 300, and say string x equal to say selenium and string y is equal to training. Okay, now I write console dot write line x plus y, console dot write line, and say a plus b. Okay, then I say console dot write line a plus b plus x plus y, and say console dot write line x plus y
Hmm.
plus a plus b. Okay, now what will the answer of these four lines?
Yeah, the first one will be Selenium training because it will
Mm-hmm,
concatenate,
mm-hmm,
and the second line will be 500,
mm-hmm. Okay,
and the third line will be 500 plus Selenium training.
500 plus Selenium training. Okay,
Fourth one will be vice versa, which is Selenium training plus 500.
okay. So, and the third one is you're saying uh, Selenium
Training 500.
training 500. Okay, like this only.
Hmm.
Okay, so okay, now if I run this, now first two things are correct. Second, third thing is you can say correct, but if you see there is a gap over here. So,
Hmm.
okay, so and you have not told me that there is no gap. Okay,
Okay.
and fourth thing, using Selenium training 200, 500, again 200, 300. Now, what is happening? It's a very important thing when we work with the strings. Now, first two are easy things. Okay, x plus y. That is the data type of x and data type of y is string. String is concatenating with string, so the result will be a string. Okay. Second is integers. Both are integers data type, so okay, it will just write 500. Now the third one, when I say a plus b, okay, because my code always runs from left to right. If I just say over here, I just copy these two lines and say, yeah, yeah. Now here, my code always run from left to right. Okay. Now, when it say a plus b, a and b are both are integers. So,
Hmm.
say 200 plus 300, okay, 500. It will go and 500. Now,
Okay.
when it wants to add with x is selenium. Okay. Now, the data type of 500 is integer and selenium is string. And I have told you yesterday, when you are adding something with string, that data type will automatically act as a string. Now this will act as like this thing. Okay. So this string 500 selenium. The answer is here 500 and without space selenium. Now after this we have y. Y is plus training, and training here and with the space. That's why the answer is 500 selenium space training. Okay. Now, but when I say x plus y, again my code will runs from here to here. Okay, now x plus y. X is selenium, y is training. Both are string. So the answer is selenium training. But when it wants to concatenate with a, that is integer, that is of value 200. Okay, now again it will act as a string. You see? Selenium training always now. It will act as a string. That's why it is attached as a string. It is not going to add anything. It is not going to add these two things. My code
Okay.
always runs from left to right, and there are some things like bracket things. Okay, but so it will say first solve this, then this, then this, then this. That's why Selenium training 200 is
Hmm.
attached like this only.
Yeah.
Then
And okay.
after this it has concatenating with 300, which is again an integer, but this time it is string. So this will act as a string as well. 300. So
Mm-hmm.
it is just
Okay.
attaching it with. It is not going add with 200. Okay.
And
Now,
one doubt here,
mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm,
this Selenium and training both are strings only, right? So why there
mm-hmm.
is a gap between those two? Because string plus string, it will directly
I
concatenate.
have,
Why
I
the?
have, I have deliberately give a gap.
Oh, okay, okay. Fine, fine. I missed it. Yeah.
Okay. So gap place, or you can say space
Hmm.
takes one character. If I'm giving a space in my string, it will count as a one character.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's say I have one more print statement and say it is say x plus y, then a plus b. Now what will be the result?
X plus Y is again Selenium training
Hmm.
plus 500. A plus B, I think those two will act as integers. So Selenium training 500.
Now if I run this again, okay, now say I'm training 500 because
Yeah.
of of these brackets.
Hmm. Okay.
It will solve the bracket things first, then it
Hmm.
will concatenate with each other.
Okay.
Okay,
Got
first
it.
it will solve
Hmm.
with here,
Hmm.
then it will concatenate with each other.
Okay. Can you
Okay,
can you run again once? Okay.
okay.
Hmm.
Whether I put it before, suppose if just say whether I put it before, whether I put it after, but the
Hmm.
bracket values will solve first.
Yeah. 500 plus Selenium training. I mean 500 Selenium. Oh, got it.
Okay, so you have to be very careful when you are working with strings. It will
Hmm.
gonna cost you something if you don't can say push this thing in your mind that okay,
Hmm.
when your string is the only data type, when it is concatenating with any data type, that the data type which is concatenating with the string, that data type will act as a string itself, whether it is boolean, decimal, float, anything.
Hmm.
Okay, that
But
type will automatically act as a string.
okay. Got it.
Okay, now now the next topic is I say arrays. Okay, now suppose if you want to add one more class in this, how to add? Just go to the Solution Explorer, right click on your project and go to add. You can go for new item or go for new class. New item has more than many things you can say, but right now we are working on the class thing. So I will say add new class. Okay. So it can be default name can be anything. You can change the name and you can clearly see .cs. .cs means extension means C sharp.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not changing any name. I just give it as class1.cs. Okay. Now add it. Now if you see that it has no main method, but we have to work because main method is a starting point of the class. Okay. Now here and I say okay. Now uh, we are talking about arrays. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens, you can say you want to store the things of the person. You can say person's identity, like name, you can say username, you can say password, email, zip code, and there are can be many values. Okay,
Mm.
now I say like string username. Okay, now it can be anything. Okay, then say string password. Okay, now say this one. Now say uh, string email. Okay, and it is of multiple values. Like say now suppose you have lot of data like 100 fields. So how how are you gonna store it? For that we have array. Okay,
Mm.
now I say string, this sign means array, name it as anything, equal to new string. Now here I say 1 column 3. Okay, uh, just a minute. I'm getting an error. I think so. Yeah. Okay. Now, what this is one means? This one means row. Okay. Now, you can represent a string array like just a minute, like your Excel sheet. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Now, it is like I just showed you in the paint. Okay. Now, say just a minute. I have to declare my array as this thing and 1 comma 3. Okay, now this is how you declare and string array, two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array, and this 1 comma 3 means 1 is number of rows and 3 is number of columns. Okay, now if I want to represent, suppose 2, now it has 2 rows. Now if I want to represent this array, first I will just fill the values. Say str uh, indexing starts with, you can say uh, your 0.
Zero.
Yes, 0.
In the syntax, I mean, in the above line, you have given string, and in the bracket, you have given comma, right? So,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
if we don't
Yeah,
give that, what will happen?
it will give you an error.
Okay, so that is a syntax. Is
Yeah,
that a syntax? Okay, okay.
yeah. Okay. Now, this means zeroth row, zeroth column. But in our terms, it says first row, first column.
Hmm.
Okay, now,
Uh,
okay, now say just
for
copy.
example,
Hmm.
if here two rows and three columns, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So three
Okay.
columns.
Now
Okay.
0, 1, 2. Okay, now I just say copy and say copy. Now suppose there is only one row. Okay, right now I'm just saying one row. Okay,
Hmm.
now it is representing like this. Now if I want to represent this in my paint, show it to you. Now this is an array.
Hmm.
Okay, now it has some rows. Now if you see over here, 0, 0. Yeah. One rows, and you can say three column. Okay, now first row contains the value xxx, xxx, then y, password, and then zz, zzz@gmail.com. Okay, now this is the two-dimensional array representation. Now suppose if I write it over here like two rows, so I have to fill this with two second row as well. Now this will be one, two, sorry, sorry,
One, one,
one, and one.
one.
Okay, again say one, say one, and say z1. Now, if I go over
Okay.
here in my paint, and if I just say, okay, now this will be my second row. It says xxx1, say y1, and say zzz1 at the rate gmail.com. Okay, now it is just similar to your Excel thing. You can see I can put x x x here, y here, z here, then x1, then y1, then y1,
Hmm.
add
Correct.
one, add. Okay, so it is just like a same thing. Okay, but I can read the values of this, say, like, now how to read this. Now it has some values. I can say it like console dot write line and say str dot length. Str dot length will give me the number of rows.
Okay.
Okay, so okay,
Mhm.
now get length. Now just now suppose if I want to run this, but if I run this, it will give me an error. What is that error? Suppose I will know. And program has more than one entry point defined. Now, main is my entry point. Now, program has also main and class one also has a main function. So it get confused at which function it has to execute for the first time. So for this, what will I do? I will just right click on my project name, go to properties. Okay, now here startup object, click on it and class one. Okay, and close it. Okay, now if I run it, you see 6 str.length. Now what is 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, but what I want the number of columns and number of rows. So how can I get that? First I will write console dot read key so that that extra thing is will not come. Now I say same thing str dot get length and I will pass 0. Okay, and get length 1. Okay, now if I run this again, now you see 6, 2 and 3. What is 2? Rows. What is 3? Columns. Okay, so get length 0 will give me the number of rows.
So is it an
Okay,
inbuilt?
yeah, it's an inbuilt function. Get length 0. What is this is 0, this is 1. That's why when I declare it, the rows come for the first time and columns for the second time. That's why 0 for the rows and 1 for the columns. Okay, number of columns. Okay, now suppose if I want to read the whole data. Okay, now uh, say now if I write like this control dot write line and say str uh, say first row, you can say first row will be zeroth index and my second column means 0 1 1. Okay, now what it will give me, you will see it will give me y. And if I look over here, here, now where it is here, it is giving me this one. And what I have type here 0 1. That means
0th row, first column. So it will be
yes,
like B.
the zeroth row, first column means second.
Yeah, the second one. Correct.
Okay, so
Hmm.
now I want to read all the elements. How can I do
Hmm.
it? Can you tell me that how can read all the elements? Just try it.
So is it like, do we need to write these many console write line statements for all the six?
That's why I'm saying will I do? How can I read all the data?
Maybe we can use looping, right? For
Yes.
while
Yes, we can use the loop.
looping. Yeah.
Yeah, we can use the loop. So you have rows, you have
While
columns.
for each loop we can write A for.
Uh, if you see over here, it is in which is zeroth row first. Now when I say first row and second column, that means second row,
Hmm.
and second column means third column. Okay, because indexing start with the 0. So what can I do? I will say for int say rows equal to 0, then rows is less than
Or equal to 1.
str dot get length
Okay.
0,
Hmm.
then rows plus plus. Okay, now when I entered the row, now I have entered the row. Now I have to count the number of columns now.
Hmm.
This will go as a loop inside the loop. For
Oh, for
int
again for
columns
column.
equal to 0 and column is str dot get length 1, then column plus plus. Okay,
Hmm.
now what we'll do,
Console dot write.
I will just all comment this one. Okay, I will say console dot write line and say str. Now,
Get
first
value.
will first will be the rows, then it will be the column. Okay. Now, suppose console dot write line. Okay. Now, this is known as demarking the thing so that I can see that how many rows are there. Okay. Okay. Now, if I run this again, now you see it will read all the first row data, then second row data. Now, if there is third row, then it will read the third row data as well. Okay. Suppose what I want, it's a small thing, that whatever the thing is printing over here should come in one line. So how can I do that?
Mm. Print in one line in the sense like after X,
Yeah,
Y should come.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
in a
yeah, yeah,
tabular format.
yeah, yeah. So there is a thing known as console dot write. Okay.
Okay.
There is no right line. Right line will take a whole line. Okay. Now, if I just now if I run this again, again it is not coming in the single line. Why? Because this is right line.
Mm.
Okay. Again, I will close it and run it again. You see,
Okay.
all in one line. So console dot write means that it is not going to take whole line. It will just take the that much space. But in
Mm.
console dot write line, it will take your whole space.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. So this is the console dot write and console dot write line. These are the small things, but yeah, very important things. Okay. But there is a problem with this string. What is that problem? That suppose if my four columns are there, okay,
Mm.
and the fourth column say is of the value integer.
Okay.
Now it will give you an error that you cannot store int value into the string. Okay, so this is a major problem in two-dimensional array. Okay, that string array cannot store integer value, and the vice versa. Integer array cannot store string value. Boolean array cannot store string value. They can store the same values as their data types. This is a major problem in the array that you cannot store multi-dimensional values. Okay, so for this, uh, you know anything about that? What should be the how to remove this problem? Mhm.
Void.
There is
Mm.
something known as object.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now it's a object array. Object, name it as anything, say data, equal to new object. Object. Okay, and here you will give the number of rows. You are not going to give the number of columns here. You are only going to give the number of rows. When you're declaring the row, then
Mm.
there you will give the say uh, just a minute. Okay. Now, suppose right now I'm just giving you an example that now it two means two rows. Okay. Now you can say data 0 equal to 10. Say data 1 equal to say string value of anything string 1. Okay. And say data 2 is equal to true. Okay. And it will not give you any array. Okay. You're seeing that I am storing the same, you can say, different data types in one single array that is known as object array.
Okay, but why it
Okay.
will not support columns
It is going to support columns right now. I'm just giving you the example of object array.
only?
In
Okay.
yeah, right, when we go when we read the, you can say, uh, your Excel thing,
Mm-hmm.
then we will going for that array
Columns
thing.
also.
Yeah, columns also. Okay. Uh, because just a minute. Okay. Now suppose here the same thing it is will going like here. Now say 2 comma 5. Now here rows and columns. Suppose I have three columns. Say I say three columns. Now it says 0 comma 0. Sorry, 0. Okay. Then it says 0 comma 1. Then say 0 comma 2. Okay. This is known as two-dimensional array. The same thing that a string is two-dimensional. The same thing is here. Now, if I
Okay.
going with the my say second row, then again I will say here, and I will just change the
One,
row number.
one. Hmm.
Okay. So this is object array that it can hold multiple data type. You can see over here that it is 10 is integer, string 1 is a string data type, and true is a boolean. Okay, I can object can hold any type of data, multiple types of data. Okay, any question you want to ask now?
No, still not
Okay,
clear.
okay. So these are very small things, but
Hmm.
very important things regarding your interview that they can ask you. Okay, you can store string value in string array. Okay, can we have a string two-dimensional array? You can say, okay, sir, you can declare the number of rows and number of columns, and it can hold the string value. So they say that, okay, if I want to store the integer value, so you will answer the integer value cannot be stored in the string array, and the vice versa is you cannot do. Integer array cannot hold string values or any another data type. For that, there is the
Object.
type, you can say, object 2D array. Okay, so you can store the two-dimensional things in the object by the number of columns, and you can store multiple data types in object array. Okay, right now this is the basic interview question that I am telling you. They will give you the problem and you have to tell them the answer.
Hmm.
Okay,
Can we run this and check like how these days these fields are getting saved?
yeah, they say the same thing. It is going to be the same thing. Uh,
But
like yeah,
no, no, but in the for loop you have given int rows is equal to 0. Okay, because those are
that
indexes. That is different. Okay,
that's the
got it.
thing. Okay, we will work on this object. This is a very important thing. We are going to use it very much.
Hmm.
But right now, just know that this is the object 2D array, that it can
Hmm.
hold multiple data types. This is a
Hmm.
problem regarding that string array cannot hold integer or any other data type. So we can use the object 2D array.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the next thing, it's a small thing that we can say function that I have already told you. Suppose if I have a function over here, that function cannot be called by itself.
Hmm.
Okay, you have to call the function from the another function, and I can call, you can say if I have my function over here like public static void and say get print, and I'm just printing over here something like console dot write line, and just say in get print. Now, if I want to call this function, I can do it like this.
Hmm.
Then there will be a print statement. Okay, right now what I will do, I will just delete it. Okay, now if I run this now in get print, but if I'm not calling it, then it is not going to print. So this means that function cannot call itself. It has to be called by someone else. Okay, now suppose if I have another function, say check print, and I say I in check print. Okay, now the thing is that what I want, this is a question for you, that I cannot call this function here, but still I want to print this. How can I do it?
Oh, without calling that function, you want to
Yeah,
print it.
yeah, I don't want to call this function in my main function because I know when I do it like this, I know if I run this, it will be print, say in check print. But what I don't want to call this function here, but still I want that this print should come.
Okay.
Hmm? Just think something. And I have already told you that function can call by another function.
Okay, so can we move this statement to up then?
You can, I'm not, no, you want to move this statement. No, you cannot do this. You cannot you do this.
No, the entire check print function, we can't put it in the get print one. No?
You cannot put all the function here,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but you are on the right track. But you cannot put all the functions. Suppose if I copy this and paste it over here, you cannot do this. It will give you an error.
Mm-hmm.
But I have told you that function can call another function.
Then in that case, we can give the check print here itself only, here under the
Where?
get print. Under the
Y-
console right line in get print, below that we can write it so that it will call.
Yes.
Okay. Instead of item. Okay.
Okay. So that
Hmm.
means function can call another function.
Hmm.
This is the question, basic question that is, so they will say, okay, I don't want to call this function here in my main function. So how do you call that function? The
Sub
answer is
function
that
we can call.
you can call the another function. Now, if you see over here, what this static, what this void, okay, and it calling this static thing. Now, if I just remove it here, it will give you an error.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Published.
when I say
Oh,
public static, so what are these things? It will be clear to you in some time. Okay,
those are
now,
declaration keywords, right? This public and all.
yeah, it's a declaration keyword, but why? What is this static? What this void? What this you can say? But I have do it here like public boolean
Hmm.
and say anything the function name. So now, what does this mean? What this all this thing mean? Okay, don't worry about that. I will
Hmm.
move it to make it clear to you as we are.
Okay.
You can say we will go further. Okay, now suppose. Okay, let us discuss about local and global variable. First,
Okay.
local and global variable. Now, do you know anything about local and global variable?
Uh, Local in the sense, within that particular class, we would be using that particular variable. If we declare it as global, we can call that in any class.
Okay, let's talk about first single class only.
Hmm.
Now, if I want to declare a variable that can be used by every function, so
Hmm.
where should I declare it?
Before the class starts, like on the main function only, we need to.
Here inside this. So
Hmm.
where would I declare the global variable?
Above this,
Here.
yeah.
Okay, I'll name it as static int say a equal to 10. Okay, now I can use this variable in everything. Say int y equal to 6 multiplied by a. Okay, now what is a? A is this one. I
Okay.
can
Hmm.
use this in every function. Okay, but suppose I want to use this y, variable y in this check print that I cannot use. You cannot show like here. It will give you an error that what the y does not exist in the current context. Current context means if I'm declare the variable inside this bracket, then the scope of this variable z is inside this brackets only. The scope of
Okay.
this y variable is inside this, but I have declared inside this brackets. So the scope of this variable a is inside these curly brackets. And whatever the function comes inside these curly brackets can access a.
Okay.
Okay, so a is a global variable
Hmm.
that is available to all the functions, but y
Hmm.
and z are local variables which are available to their particular functions. You cannot access y outside this function or outside this curly brackets. The scope of this y is inside this curly brackets.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you have seen the for loop. Okay. We have studied the for loop. Okay. Now, if I say I want the sum of first 100 numbers using for loop and using while loop. This is your homework. You have to do sum of first 100 numbers. I want the print of sum of first 100 numbers using for loop and while loop. Both are different exercises. You have to first do it by using for loop. Then after that you have to use while loop. But don't go for Google. If you do it, go for Google, then you are not going to understand the concept. Okay, try it by yourself. You have seen my for loop. Just try to do it. Okay, if you see Google, then I will ask you questions that how have you do it. I'm gonna ask you the questions if you have searched for Google or not. I'm gonna answer ask the questions that what is the logic behind this, what you have done. You have to give me the logic. Okay, okay, Sushmita. Sushmita, you there?
Sorry, I was talking on mute.
Okay,
I
okay.
had a question here.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when we are just, inserting some numbers or reading, we are considering this 2D array, right?
Yeah.
2D array. So
Mm-hmm.
now, as per your exercise, like I need to add the numbers of first 100 numbers. So in that case also, I need to work on these
No, no,
arrays,
no,
no?
no, no,
No?
no, no. You don't need to. You have to use the for loop and while loop only. You have to use now. I have done something like for int I equal to 0, then
Okay.
I
Less
is
than 100, less than or equal to 100, I guess plus.
okay. So
Okay.
that you have to see. I want the sum of
It is
first
like a
100.
normal numbers, no? It's not
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like we need.
No,
Okay,
no.
fine. Got it.
Okay,
Got it. Got it.
okay. Don't
Hmm.
go for the Google thing for the first time. Try to
No,
do
no,
it by
no. I will do
yourself.
it. Ha, ha. Okay.
Try to do it by yourself only. Then go for the Google because I will ask you how have you applied your logic.
Sure.
Okay, then that thing, the global thing and the local thing, it will something is there with your for loop where you can find the sum of first 100 numbers.
Hmm.
Okay, you have to
Yeah.
try it by. I am again saying that try it by yourself first.
Sure.
Okay, and you know about the while loop. I just say while always run on true condition. Okay, say if I just say int y equal to 10 while true unreachable code detected. Okay, now while say console dot write line y, okay, while true, while I say y is less than 20, I'm gonna print and here I'm gonna say y plus plus. Okay, now suppose if I run this, it will print me the numbers. See 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, this is initialization. This is condition. and this is your incrementation. Okay? Now, in the interview, they will ask you, they will give you reply loops, and they will ask you, suppose if I want to go this loop infinitely, so what will I do?
Infinite loop. Okay.
I want to go into this loop infinitely. So what will I do?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Hmm. Just try it, think it. If I delete this line, or you can say comment this line, then what happens? See, it will go into the infinity loop because y will never gonna increment, and y and 10 will 10 is always less than 20, so it will go in the infinity loop. It will print y infinite times. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you are working with your while loop because initialization, condition, and incrementation are on the different lines. But in case of say for loop, for int I equal to 0, say I is less than 20, and say I plus plus. You have all the three things inside one line. This is initialization, this is condition, and this is implementation. Okay,
Okay.
so again I'm repeating your homework that you have to print 100 first sum of first 100 numbers using for loop and while loop. Both are
Okay.
different cases. You have to give it try.
Sure.
Okay,
And
so
I mean,
mm,
I I had one doubt like
mm,
for the same project you created one more class, right?
mm,
For writing all this code. Uh,
yeah,
why don't we use the same project? Because
same class.
uh,
I just want to show you that you can add as many classes as you want. And the second thing, that suppose if you want to run this class as your startup class, then you have
hmm,
to go here, then right click on your project, go to properties, and here you can. Now I can add as many classes as I want, and I can make any of the class as a startup class. This is again just for the knowledge.
okay,
Okay, I can do all this thing here, but it's you see that it is going to be now here, so it becomes lengthy. So I have do it topic wise. Now here I have just say for the string thing only, and I can use as many classes as you want. In the coming time, when we do some exercises, I will go for different classes. Like if I go working on Flipkart, then I will say
hmm,
flipkart.com. If I'm working on some another website, I say that website name, so that I can remember, okay, I have done this. Now I am here in the starting, I'm going topic wise. These topics are small but important. Okay,
okay.
that's why
There is
yeah.
uh, right now there is no dependency between these classes, right?
No, no, no,
Only
no,
for
no.
programmatically we are
Yeah,
just
yeah,
dividing.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Just programmatically, you can see that when I say, suppose we are going for the inheritance, I will just right click on this, add new class, and I will name it my class as say inheritance, say study. Okay, so that when I watch, suppose you ask me questions about this topic after 2 or 3 classes, I just go here and okay, I have studies here. I will just open this class and explain it to you.
hmm,
That's the thing.
okay,
That's why we may you can say different classes.
okay,
Okay, so that I can remember that what the thing I have done and what the thing I have to tell you.
okay,
Okay, that's the only thing that why I'm making different classes.
got it. Hmm,
Okay, Now, tomorrow we will study some of
Hmm.
the OOPS concept like static and non-static things. The thing we have doing here, static, non-static, void, main. Then we will go for some object thing. So what is an object? We will discuss that as well. That's a very important part in your C sharp. Okay, that
Hmm.
what is an object, how to declare an object of the class. Okay, and what is object means, why we are using the object oriented things. This thing all we will discuss tomorrow.
Okay. So, Abhijit, do we have any schedule like today we discussed these topics, kind of checklist?
You can check like what I have divided my class like it just like you can say loops, array functions. You can see over here usage of loops, single dimensional arrays, then two dimensional arrays, practical use of array, drawbacks of arrays that I have told you, what are function. Now we
Hmm.
have going for function input parameters, return types. This all will be discussed.
Okay.
Okay. Then after this, when we go for, you can see local variable, global variables. Then I will discuss with you static and non-static function, meaning of static, what is method main, method static, object and object references, call by reference, call by value. We will discuss all these things.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the checkpoints if you want to see that what are the topics we are going to do or what we have done.
Hmm.
Okay. And I will just go, you can say, if you see that yesterday we have covered some topic and we have covered some more advanced topics today.
Hmm.
Okay, then I will just pick up my speed according to you that you are
Okay.
grasping that knowledge or not. And if you are stuck somewhere, then I will hold there and give you more examples to understand that particular topic. Then when you are familiar with the thing, all this C sharp concept, then we will move to Selenium part.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Sushmita. Then the time I will again, you are available on 11 now,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
11, 11:15, 11:30 because I have my
Yes.
class. It just started 10 or 10:15. That's why I have given you time as 11:15.
Yeah, that is also fine. 11, 11:15, 11:30 is also fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think so. You have been, I think, chatting with Ashish
Yeah.
about the class. So
Hmm.
you are going to join the class because he is going
Yes.
to ask me after.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I'm joining. Yeah.
Okay, so I will just let you know the timings of yes tomorrow class by
Hmm.
10:30 or 10 a.m. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
just message me okay or yes because I'm not seeing that in the WhatsApp that you have watched my message or not.
No, no, I today actually I replied immediately, na, within
Mm,
1 minute
mm.
only I replied.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I'll just reply. Yeah, sure.
okay, okay, Sushmita. Any question, anything you want to ask, just ask me many times. Again, I'm repeating before the
Mm-hmm.
starting of framework. You can
Yeah.
ask as many questions as you want.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, just clear of OOPS concept. This is the
Hmm.
major part, and this is a major part for your interview as well.
Okay.
Okay, just whatever the things I have told you, just write it somewhere in the Excel. That object, that function can call another function. So whatever the things I have told you in the class,
Yeah.
just write it somewhere else. It will help
Okay.
you.
Sure.
Okay, okay then, Sushmita, we will meet tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay,